Good evening and thanks for joining us. It is clear there is COVID fatigue in this country, and it's no wonder. We've been living with restrictions on where we can go and who we can see for almost 9 months. And yet, as winter approaches, case numbers are climbing again, and the number of people dying of COVID-19 in Canada is slowly creeping up too. Today, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau summed up the challenge in simple terms.
We are in an unprecedented global pandemic that really sucks. This is really difficult. It's a time where we need to do the right thing. We need to lean on each other. We need to use all the tools we can.
More on COVID fatigue in just a moment. First, take a look at these numbers. In Ontario, more than 800 people got positive test results today. In Quebec, there were more than 900 new cases reported. Manitoba set another daily record, 183. In Saskatchewan, there were almost 60 new cases reported. We're still waiting for today's update from BC. Alberta had more than 420 new cases today. Lots of people who get COVID-19 don't get very sick, but some people do get extremely ill and others die. And today, Canada hit a grim new milestone. The number of Canadians who have died of COVID-19 has now surpassed 10,000. In the past 24 hours, in Quebec, 19 people died. Though the number of deaths each day in Canada is much lower right now than it was in the spring, it is beginning to rise. Public health experts say it could escalate quickly if the virus spreads to more elderly and more vulnerable people. Preventing that from happening requires Canadians to follow the public health rules and restrictions. It worked in the first wave, but now COVID fatigue is a big factor in what happens this winter.
A foot above fitness is one of the few gyms still open in Ottawa. The owner claims that's because it's not a gym. Rather, he provides personal services by appointment, like a hair salon. He's racked up $1,900 in fines from bylaw officers, but he says it's worth taking care of his clients.
Mental health. I can't say that enough. People just moving around. As your body works for you, then your brain works for you.
That mental health boost comes as COVID-19 fatigue is permeating this phase of the pandemic. A new Ipsos poll for Global News finds that nearly half of Canadians say they're getting tired of following public health recommendations and rules regarding COVID-19.
This sucks. It really, really does.
Putting it plainly, the Prime Minister admitted we could be in for a really tough winter. Justin Trudeau said his 6-year-old son even asked if COVID-19 will be around forever. With case counts rising across the country, Trudeau asked everyone to again come together by staying apart.
I think we have to ask ourselves who we really are as Canadians. Are we really good neighbors? Are we really people who care about the most vulnerable, about each other? I know we are. And it doesn't mean we're going to be perfect every step of the way, and it does mean we have to continually remind ourselves to follow public health advice. But I know Canadians can get through this together.
Canada's Deputy Chief Public Health Officer added it's about finding the happy medium between a full lockdown and a full reopening, which could allow COVID-19 to overwhelm the healthcare system. Dr. Howard New says it all comes down to social cohesion.
Support one another is in many different ways. It could be looking out for your family members, thinking what you need to do to protect your elderly parents or your loved ones who may have underlying medical conditions.
Now, those messages of encouragement also came with a dose of reality. As Prime Minister Trudeau warned, Canadians have to be really careful now if they still want to have large family gatherings at Christmas. Donna?
Okay, Mike Le Couteur in Ottawa, thanks.